Hey everybody, Shino here, call sign Shino. What's going on? We just finished the Salty Sailor talk this evening, and the topic was, what is your worst military memory, and how do you confront it? So we had some awesome people come this evening and share their story, and it was all over the place. From bad leaders to things they did in the military, on deployments, some of the things that they struggle with, such as, PTSD, moral injury, and, really being hurt as a human being there. I'm not gonna lie, and this is definitely something we should have conversations about and talk, is hazing. I've definitely been through it. A lot of people have been through it, especially, guys that went in either before the war, in the middle of the war, and it's hurt them in such a crazy way that's impacted their lives till today. And that's definitely a conversation we should have, because some of the things we did, including myself, hurt people physically, mentally, emotionally, to get them to do what we want them to do, especially in, the time of war, getting ready for Iraq and Afghanistan. We had to get these guys ready, and I apologize, and I'll do it again. I apologize on behalf of the institution that I served in the military in general. Hey, I'm sorry that you went through that. We were definitely in hard times. It was the only way we knew how at the time to prepare a lot of these Marines, soldiers, sailors, airmen, is to haze them really bad, to simulate combat and everything. Could there have been another way? Absolutely. But we were literally forcing a lot of our forces to get out there and be ready by any means. And if you were hurt by this in any way, talk about it. Share it with others. Make it known. Get it off your chest. Don't live with that fear anymore. Being somebody who has been hazed and out of control. Because some of the stories that were shared were definitely out of control. And that's not what we do. Not at all. Not with the stories that we heard this evening. But like I said, if you've experienced this, I'm sorry on behalf of the Marine Corps and any other branch of service, especially as a senior non-commissioned officer, that shouldn't have happened. And it still shouldn't happen. Is there ways to train our people? Absolutely. To train them that hard in that kind of way, the maturity level of the leaders who condone that kind of stuff, shitty, man. Shitty, for sure. Some of us talked about finding our friends, either shot, injured, self-harm. It's something that a lot of people really hold on to, and it brings us down in this crazy feeling and sensation of depression, of anger, guilt, shame, the full spectrum of negative behaviors. And we really have to take control of that. And we talked about that in the session of, utilizing the tools. If you've ever been through therapy, they give you tools, utilize them every single day. It's worth the exploration. But we've also talked about being able to forgive and being able to let go. They're probably specifically talking on the topic of hazing. There are some people that we deal with that we probably don't like, right? They have crappy value systems. They're just mean assholes. But we don't really know them, right? They're just giving us what they want to give us or share with us. We don't know them as human beings. And we're able to forgive them and let it all go. Hey, it was a time in our life that really sucked, and it really changed us as people, but we can grow from that struggle. And we talk about struggles all the time. And those kind of struggles through interactions or connections with human beings are also something to develop and grow. So being able to let it go and being that mature person to be like, hey, you know what? I understand you were playing a role. You did something. It hurt me. Feelings, physical, mental. But I'm over it now. And we have to always remember that. Hey, we're not in a combat zone anymore. This is a safe environment. This is my home. You should be in a safe environment as well. And we don't have to think that people are trying to kill us anymore, and we don't need that mindset that has brought us down these deep, dark paths. Some people shared about their experience in dealing with loss, especially with the loss of our friends, our brothers, the people that we've served with. And it really eats at us. But until you're able to forgive yourself, forgive them, forgive what happened, and let it all go, can we really find true happiness. That guilt and shame eats away at us. And in order to live that better life, we have to let it go. It's a hard thing to say, but let me tell you, it's worth it. And you're worth it. You need to remember that. One of the stories that I shared, I like to share with other people, what memory that I have and, how do I confront it is my anger. I tell a lot of people, especially on the last show, that a lot of us who have been in combat, infantry guys and stuff, we are dangerous. The kind of training we were put into, the kind of things that we had to do, and now we're civilians and we're supposed to control all of this, right? In my career, it's allowed me to put into the kind of things that we had to do, and now we're civilians and we're supposed to control all of this, right? In my career, it's allowed me to go pursue different jobs and different upgrades and stuff. And one of the things that I used to do was MCMAP, or the Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. And I got all the way up to my black belt. Yeah, super awesome. And to get up there, you need a lot of training. You need to execute specific things. And you gave these skills that could really hurt somebody. And I remember back in the day, I used to check on Craigslist with my friends when the next underground fights were. And I used to fight there. Just giving it my all, but really, I was coming from a bad place. I just wanted to hurt people. Like, that anger in me needed an outlet, and I never had one. And every time I trained, I'd always be limited to how much output I could actually give, until I was out in theater. And then all of a sudden, it was like full game. Like, this is the true me. And it wasn't really me. It was really my outlet for my feelings that I needed to get out. And fighting was one of them. I talked, to the guys tonight about how one of my outlets of fighting really, left a really bad memory, to me. I got drunk one day and some guy was talking so much crap, another Marine, and I ended up beating him up and the duty and all of their friends. And here I am coming back with bloody knuckles and stuff, and in a couple hours, a plane ride to Okinawa. And I just felt so guilty with my bloody hands on my pants, like bleeding on myself, going to Okinawa, Japan for my next assignment. And I never wanted to feel that way again. I shouldn't be beating up my brothers. I shouldn't be beating up other people. And I've definitely gained a lot of control when it comes to, the anger that I have, that I've gained through my military experience. I've had to learn how to control it. And for the most part, I feel like I have a good grasp on it. And it's really letting go, forgiving yourself, and utilizing those tools that we learn through therapy or with any of these formal counseling or therapy sessions and stuff. And I share that with everybody else because we can control ourselves and find a better place to live in and with. So I challenge anybody who has those anger issues to let it go, talk to a professional, they're out there, or come to the Salty Sailor Talk and we'll teach you techniques that we use to get better. Because we shouldn't be living in fear of what we're able or capable of doing because of our military experience. And thanks everybody for sharing. Tonight was definitely heavy on a lot of us, and we ended up extending the time and talking for a couple hours. And people stayed and they listened and they shared and they supported each other. That was awesome. We're coming up to Memorial Day soon, and I just want to let everybody know, if you're drinking, drink responsibly. If you need someone to talk to, everybody, that are a part of these groups and myself, we're always here to be there for you. Just do it safe. Memorial Day is a day to remember our lost and our fallen, and let's keep it to that, right? A lot of people that are going to be going out, using it as a day off, going barbecue, going to the beach and having a good time. Let's remember, our service members' sacrifices. They sacrificed for us to live the lives that we live, so live it. But don't ever forget to remember them. Say their names. That's how we remember them. Honor their sacrifices, their commitment, and remember who they are. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.